take a look at this little guy right here. This is the Insta360 Link. This is an AI-powered 4K webcam that is on a 3-axis gimbal. This thing is jam-packed full of features, and that is what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So Insta360 is known for their high-end action cameras, like this one right here, and then also their gimbals. So right here we have got the Insta360 Flow. This is their smartphone gimbal that they also just recently came out with. But in today's video, we're taking a look at their Link webcam. Let's take a look at the hardware that comes with this device right here. So on the camera, we have got our 4K image sensor right here on the top. We can see our 3-axis gimbal. It turns this way. It also turns this way for us, and it has motion tracking, so it can actually track us in the room. In addition to that, we have got 2 microphones right here on the front. We've got a touch key in the center here so that you can actually tap on to get extra features out of it. We take a look on the back. We've got a USB Type-C port here on the back. We've also got our little stand that comes down right here. That is a 1/4-20 mount, so you can actually mount this to a tripod if you want to do that. As far as the cables it comes with, it does come with a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. It's nice and long. I think it's about 6 feet. And then it also comes with a dongle. So if you do not have USB Type-C, you can actually connect the dongle to get the USB Type-A on this. Now, this camera is as easy to set up as plugging it right into the computer. It'll find the device and connect it right away. But to really take advantage of this device right here, you're gonna want to install the software. We're gonna go ahead and get that installed right now, and I'm gonna go over the features that this camera offers. Okay, so here is what the camera looks like. This is the 4K quality and the audio that you are hearing from these speakers right here and what it sounds like. I mean, the quality is amazing. I've got these 2 really bright windows behind me, and I'm still able to see myself really well with this camera. Now, I wanna go through the different settings on here and kind of just show you guys what this offers. So we have our option right here to adjust our resolution. Because I am recording right now, it is not going to show that resolution on here. So taking a look at the software right here, this is the Insta360 Link controller software. So we're gonna have our options right here for previewing, so I can actually turn that preview off if I don't want to see it, or turn it back on here. We've got our option for our resolution. So we've got our 4K, our 1080p, and our 720p resolution. Down here, we have also got our options for tracking, whiteboard, overhead mode, and desk view mode. So these are some pretty awesome options right here, which we'll take a look at a little bit later in the video. I want to jump over here to the gimbal control. So we've got our options for controlling the gimbal right here. We can go side to side here to control the gimbal side to side. We've got up and down, controlling in any direction that we want to. We've also got our zoom here. So we can zoom in and out of here, and we can also set presets too. So if you want a preset of maybe a headshot and then a preset of standing up, or however you're going to use the camera, you can set up your presets right there. You're going to click on the plus sign, name it, and then set that position right there. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to set it back to default right here, and then I want it to auto track. So I'm going to go ahead and click here on tracking, and that is going to follow my head. It's going to actually even zoom in a little bit too, which is cool. Next, we're going to take a look at image settings. So we've got auto exposure right here, which is automatically gonna expose. If I turn that off, you can see that we have got the option here for an exposing curve. So let's adjust that. You can change it however you want to, if you want to do some different settings right there. Obviously, I'm just gonna keep mine on because I want it to auto expose for what I want to use it for. We've got our compensation here. We've got our auto white balance. I'm going to turn off the tracking because it seems to be zooming in and out of me right here. We've got our auto white balance here. So we've got the option of going from anywhere from 2K all the way up to 10K of our temperature right there. I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on, set it back to our default, and just have it take care of it itself. Now we can adjust brightness, contrast, saturation, sharpness, all of that right here. And we can also save those presets too. Now, up here in the more settings option is where we're going to really get into some of the fun stuff that this camera can do. So we've got our auto tracking right here with our hand gestures. So we've got different hand gestures that we can do for different things. So for me right now, you can see that if we look right down here, I've got auto tracking off. I want to go ahead and turn that on, but I want to use my hand to do it. If we look at the camera itself, there is a green ring around it. when I try to use any of the features on it, it's going to flash blue at me. So let's go ahead, put in my hand to turn on auto tracking. You see it flashing blue, and now it should be auto tracking onto me. There we go. It brought in, so if I move to this side, it's gonna follow me here. Move over here, it's gonna follow me over there, and that is for auto tracking. The next gesture here is auto zoom. So we can bring up an L up here on the screen and slightly put it up, and that's gonna zoom in a little bit if we wanna do that. And then we also have V for whiteboard. I don't have a whiteboard here to demo, but you can adjust that here and then turn anything on or off that you don't want to with hand gestures. The next thing I want to take a look at are our tracking settings. Tracking speed, we have the option of normal, fast, and slow. Right now with it being on normal, it is very responsive. If we take a look, we've got enable auto tracking. That one is on right now. We've also got enable single tap tracking. And then below that we have our AI zoom. So that is what is going to be able to set it. Say if I want head, half body, or whole body, it can do that. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and select head. So I just want it to focus on my head. And then let's do this. I'm gonna stand up so you can see me. And look, it's gonna automatically zoom in on my head right there. I'm gonna go ahead and get closer to it. Should zoom out for us to always keep the headshot in there. So now let's do, I'm gonna say half body. So we're gonna do a half body one right here. And yeah, it should keep me from about there up and track it. Let's go ahead and turn off the auto zoom. So we're gonna turn the auto zoom off and have it follow me right here. So back here in the room, let's say I wanna move around. I'm gonna stand over here. Maybe move over here, and look how quick it is actually tracking me as I move around. Let's go ahead and sit down now and see how well it does. I mean, that's normal speed. That wasn't me trying to be a little bit slower to make it sure it's following me. That's me just working at normal speed and it tracking me right there. So very impressive with the tracking feature of this camera right here. Scrolling down a little more in these settings, we have got options for anti-flicker. So maybe you've got a screen in the background that's flickering, you can turn that on. We've also got camera focus. So we have autofocus and manual focus. If you don't want it to autofocus on you, I could turn this on right here. And we've got a slider here, so we can set manual focus if we want to. Obviously for me, I'm gonna go ahead and do autofocus. We've also got streamer mode. Streamer mode is pretty cool. It's gonna go ahead and flip the camera into a vertical mode if we want to do that. So we've got our options for vertical modes now. So if we look down over here where we see our resolution, we can scroll down a little bit and see some vertical. So let's go ahead and click on that one right here. And this is gonna switch to a vertical mode. So that way we can kind of see different ways of using this camera. Maybe you want to use it for live streaming in a vertical way, you can do that too. The next is our smart adjustment. So this is going to enable the camera to view different faces in the room and adjust the viewing angle accordingly. Next up, we have HDR. Now, HDR is only going to work in 1080p mode or 720p. It does not work here in 4K. So we did switch over to 1080p mode over here. And now I go ahead and turn it on. You can see that the windows are kind of blown out behind me. Turning this feature on is going to allow us to see more things behind me, essentially have a better dynamic range of what's going on with this. We've also got mirror image, firmware, serial, all of that kind of stuff right there. Now, I don't have a whiteboard, but it does come with these stickers right here. So if you do put these stickers in the corner of your whiteboard and then use the whiteboard feature, it will zoom in on this for you. Okay, I want to show you the last two features with this camera right here, and that is going to be the overhead mode and also the desk view mode. So setting up the desk view mode, what it's going to do is it's going to take the camera and point it down to what is happening here at my desk. So that is as low as it can go. It would be better if my monitors were pushed a little bit further back, but if I have something that I'm talking about on my desk, say this camera right here, having this camera right here or a piece of paper or anything I might be working on can actually be viewed from doing a desk view mode. Now, if we turn that off and we go into the next mode here, this is an overhead mode. What's cool about this is that you can set this camera up on either a tripod or something where it's going to be able to hang over and it's going to shoot straight down. It's also going to flip that image so the person viewing it looks like they're viewing it from their point of view instead of yours. So it's going to look a little bit different. I'll show you guys a little demo of what it is. It's pointing straight down for me right now. So if I were to take the camera right here and point it like this and pull it off, you can see it is looking straight down. And now it looks like it is looking in a point of view where you're looking at this keyboard instead of it being reversed. So it flipped that upside down, which is pretty awesome for this camera. All right, let's kick it out of that mode right here. Put auto tracking back on. We're still in 1080p mode. Now this thing, like I mentioned earlier, is jam-packed full of features. Now, with as many features as you're getting for this camera right here, it does have a pretty hefty price with it too. So this camera is not going to be for everybody, but if you're looking for something, whether you're a streamer or you're going to be using this for more than just maybe the occasional video phone call, then this is going to be an absolutely fantastic camera for you. If you guys want to check out more from this camera, take a look at the link below. It'll be an affiliate link to their website. If you guys found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.